your experience, what are some unique ways project program and portfolio manager have to influence organizational culture? How can you influence the culture?
So I wish, and this one is on me. I should have shared a couple slides with Dharam beforehand. I have a couple slides that would really illustrate this for each of these roles. So I'll try to explain them without the visual, but it is much more exciting to see because they have pretty flowers on them. So, but this is really the heart of this topic of when I present it, is what unique role we have as project, program, and portfolio managers. And I'll just ask, and I know some of you said that you can't see the chat or whatever, but if you can't see the chat, but even in the questions, as I'm going through this, why don't you write down, if something comes to mind, why do you think you have a unique role? Like, think about those things as I'm going through here and see if it prompts anything, because I would love to hear your ideas. Why do you think your role is unique? And because I believe it is, and I think research and history and data tells us that it is. And number one for a project manager is, and I'm going to break all these down. I'm just going to pull something up here on my end. I'm going to break all of our roles down into three things that start with U: unique, and understanding, and utilizing. So first, with project managers, you need to be your unique role as you work with your stakeholders. Think about, is there anybody else in an organization that has the opportunity to work with cross-functional teams like you do on a day-to-day basis to influence that culture? And then what you need to do as you go through your objectives, remember that being aware and being informed of the culture and the strategy is understand the bigger picture. And it's so easy to do. We get to, oh, I've got 75 tasks and this project has to be done in 6 months, and I have 5 milestones and 10 deliverables, and I've got people breathing down my neck. It's so easy to just get focused on, this is what I have to do. But remember, what you're doing is so much bigger than just checking a task. It is fulfilling a task that fulfills an objective, that fulfills a milestone, that completes an entire project, that aligns to the strategy, or provides certain benefits for a program, which then rolls up, which we'll get into in just a minute. So just understand that bigger picture, and that'll help you really promote your good organizational culture, because you'll know as you interact with your stakeholders that this is much bigger than just my objectives. And then that allows you to influence. Say, I'll just call on somebody that typed in the chat, Lacey, I'll just say, so Lacey says she's doing her project, and I look at it, and my example is usually around flowers from this garden in Ireland. And say Lacey is in charge of the rose garden, and she has in her project of developing this rose garden for all these tourists that come to our garden, and she's aware of this bigger picture because this garden is part of a bigger garden. And I look over at Lacey and I see what she's doing. Now she is utilizing, oh look, she put in new sprinkler systems that use 10% less water. And I look at that and go, oh, I should do that because that's saving water. Why? Because one of the goals of the gardens that I talk about, they want to be net zero. So I'm like, Lacey understands the bigger picture because she's doing things that align to the strategy. And then that influences me as another project manager to influence that culture for the good. Does that make sense? And then as you go to the program, it really is the same. As a program manager, it's the same as a project manager, except you have a bigger audience. You typically are doing bigger cross-functional teams, big bodies of work with multiple projects, and you're handing things off and you're making sure that the benefits that your program has align up to that portfolio strategy. And so you now, and if there's any program managers on, you also know your stakeholders now start to go north and south a little bit more as well. You have a bigger influence to upper management, to even executive management. And then as you do that, you can utilize then my project and Lacey's project and Ashok. If I said your name right, say you are the program manager, and now our projects are now rolling up to this program, Ashok, that you are the program manager for, and we're all on the same page. We are influencing a broader group of stakeholders, and you're utilizing my project success and Lacey's project success to realize the benefits for your success as you align to the portfolio. And I have one quote that I do want to share here from D.I. Cleveland. Wrote a book on, basically it's a field management guide to project management. And I love this quote. And it says, a project team culture is a community. It's a pattern of social interactions out of shared interest. Well, what are the shared interests? Well, our organizational culture. Remember, we are all the hands. And it says mutual obligations, cooperation, friendships, and work challenges. And I love that quote because what it does is helps us step back and go, this is about people. It's about our stakeholders and influencing them to promote positive work culture. The tasks will get done, but we have to understand, why are we doing this tasks? What people are we working with? And so I just love that quote because it shows that bigger culture and influence. And then lastly, it's the portfolio managers. And really that one is, how is my portfolio aligning to the strategy? Because as we know, if there's any portfolio managers on the call, you have that direct link to executive strategy. That is your job.
Yeah.
And so as you influence, and then, but again, you still have to see the big picture. Like, I am running the IT, maybe you have multiple PMOs or multiple portfolios, and you can say, okay, well, I'm running this, and this is all I care about is my IT PMO or my finance PMO or my fill in the blank for your organization. And you have to go, how does this mix with all the other ones? Because I can't influence culture as a portfolio manager if I shut myself off from everybody else and create silos.
Yep.
So that's a very long answer, but that you can tell when this is the heart of this topic, is how can we as professionals influence that culture?